Hello, everybody. Captain Marty Brill here. Tuesday, November the 25th. We're just a couple days away from Turkey Day. Got a lot of stuff to talk about in today's fish report, but most of it along the beach. Not too much offshore. I'll give you an update on what is happening, where the fish are biting when I come back in just a second.
Fishing Ocracoke is the ultimate lifetime dream for a lot of people. Captain Ernest with Gecko Sport Fishing and the Drum Runner can help you achieve that dream to the fullest. Whether you're looking to go offshore for tuna, mahi, and billfish, or inshore for puppy drum, speckled trout, and more, Gecko Sport Fishing and the Drum Runner can go from 2 feet to 2,000 feet of water. Full day, half day, and evening trips are available. Call Captain Ernest at 252-921-0095. Gecko Sport Fishing and the Drum Runner. Make your Ocracoke fishing dream a reality.
Frisco Woods Campground, a family-owned gem for over 50 years, offers a perfect getaway on Hatteras Island. Whether you prefer tent camping, electric water sites, RV spots, or primitive camping cabins, there's something for everyone. Guests enjoy free hot showers, a refreshing pool, and breathtaking sunsets over the Pamlico Sound. Nestled in nature yet close to local attractions, Frisco Woods Campground provides a peaceful retreat with modern comforts, making it an ideal destination for outdoor enthusiasts and families alike. Book online at the Frisco Woods Campground.com. Frisco Woods Campground, 50 years of memory making on Hatteras Island.
So after Ron Whitaker's banner day on Sunday, where he was down in Hatteras on his charter boat to release, and he had a nice catch of blackfin tunas, he had some false albacore, he had a big wahoo. For it to be almost Thanksgiving, he had 1 blue marlin and 2 sailfish to go with that whole catch. Really a fantastic day of fishing. Yesterday, it seemed like most everybody was focusing on the king mackerel. And looking at the pictures, I saw the big kings tell me they were doing that live baiting and drift lining on light tackle, which is really a lot of fun, a great way to catch kings. And that's about all I had. And that's only because of the time of year. Not much going on right now as everybody is getting ready to travel. There are a few people still doing some offshore fishing charter-wise, and there's some more charter boats that are commercial fishing for the king mackerel, as well as some straight-up commercial boats that will do ocean gill netting, king mackerel fishing, whatever is biting, they make a living of. So that was always, for me, one of the funnest times of the year, was when the charters slowed down and we switched to all our electric reels and went king mackerel fishing, mostly out of Hatteras, not entirely, but just a lot of fun. It was a combination of staying on our boats at the marina, eating at some good restaurants down there, and just 2 people on the boat, the captain and the mate, slinging kings. Oregon Inlet, it sounded like it was a little bit more picky on the blackfin tuna bite. It sounded like maybe there was a lot of those little ones that they throw back and a few of the keepers. But that's really all I got. I think 2 boats is all that went offshore out of Oregon Inlet yesterday. And there again, not surprising. I wish there was a little bit more variety in their catch. They were still catching some mahi as recently as a week ago. And we just heard from that report I gave you about Ron Whitaker. There's still some billfish around. You know that's going to be the case because those little tunas like that are like jelly beans to a blue marlin. But most of the action, as promised, is on the beach and on a few of the piers. Jeanette's Pier with 58-degree water had a nice mixture of stuff. Small bluefish. They had some northern puffers. I didn't know there was a category of northern, but northern puffers. Must be some southern puffers too. Some sea mullet. And then I'm seeing still on the piers a few big drum. Avon Pier really seems to be the best bite for the drum. And when I say big red drum, a lot of the ones I saw were, and I'm not a drum guy, but they were like yearlings, and then a few big drum. So they seem to be on the larger end of the scale, but we got a lot of big drums still in the area. And how do I know that? Because I would recommend to you to go to the Facebook page for Red Drum Tackle Shop. Red Drum is one of my longtime sponsors. Karen, Bobby, and the crew down there do a great job. And their posts, just in the last couple of days, there's a lot of big drum pictures there. And so the drum are really in all the size ranges, but a lot of that is in the area around Cape Point. And this is the time of year for that bite to go on. Also, it's a great time to pick up a heavy heaver or the tackle you need. They have factory-built rods, and you can also order your own custom-built rod, which I said the other day would make a great Christmas gift. Bobby builds them, and you wouldn't get your rod in time for Christmas, but you could give a gift certificate. There's quite a waiting list of people backed up having those things built for the heavy heavers. But anyway, good drum fishing at Cape Point, and we continue to have a good bite of sea mullet up and down the beach. But I'm going to throw in one thing new in today's report at Ramp 49, a pretty decent bite on some false albacore on metal lures. Now, that's a heck of a catch out of the surf to get a false albacore, related cousin to the tuna. It's in the tuna family. We don't eat them. They're very, very dark red meat. They're edible. As an old guy told me when I was a boy fishing on the Flamingo with Captain Jake Stone, he said, any fish is good eating if you know how to cook it. So I'm not eating a false albacore. You can have my share. But anyway, they're one of the strongest fish we catch. And we had a poll back in my radio days about what is the strongest fish that we catch. And amberjacks were right up there, but so were false albacores. And they usually fight themselves to their death. And when you catch them, they're dead. But I tell you one thing, they do make really good drum bait, which would be a good reason to have one. A chunk of that is really, really good. So that's a good bite on the beach. That's mostly on Hatteras Island we've been talking about. I don't have a report out of Ocracoke, but there's still fish. With water temperatures 58 degrees on the northern beaches, we're still in the range for catching a little bit of everything. So go out and wet a line as you approach the holiday weekend. We'll take a little break. I'll be right back and then talk to you about what's going on in the backcountry, and it's good. So stay right where you're at.
At the south end of Roanoke Island, in a quiet little village, lies a marina known for having one of the finest fishing fleets on the Outer Banks. Whether it be an offshore excursion, a nearshore charter, or headboat fishing, Wanchese Marina is where to go. Wanchese Marina is a full-service marina, complete with a fueling dock, bait, tackle, ice, and the landing grill restaurant. All of this is just a few minutes from some of the finest fishing spots around. Book online at wanchesemarina.com. Wanchese Marina, 4457 Mill Landing Road, Wanchese.
So back in the Sound, it continues to be really good speckled trout fishing, especially in the western part of the Pamlico. Seems like it's a good spot to go right now, and you need to. But all the places are good. They're catching them below Wanchese a little bit. I have not heard from anybody waiting in the last couple days. It seems like the bite is out in the deeper water right now, but again, I'm not a speckled trout fisher. My whole area of expertise is offshore. So I rely on friends to give me little updates here and there. One of those people is Captain Gray Davis, who runs Hyde Guides. He's centered out of Englehart, but fishes everywhere. Columbia, and he'll fish Swan Quarter. He'll fish all over the place with his boat. He just goes wherever the fish are. And I've sent quite a few people, including Jimmy Simonson. Jimmy's an old follower of our program, a good friend, and he went fishing with Gray not long ago and had a great day of fishing with him. So Gray tells me the speckled trout bite's really good, but he's the best there is. He's one of two or three of the really good ones. Also, back closer to the beach over Mans Harbor area, it's a decent rockfish bite. The season is closed, but if you don't mind catch and release, you're going to get a bite if you know what you're doing. All around the old Olmsted Bridge and all really in a lot of different places I'm hearing about this bite. We also have a continuation of that bite I reported on yesterday of the bass fishing on the Highway 64 canal going through East Lake. There's some nice ones too, but that's one of the places you can almost always go fishing at. I just did not know they had a fall bite over that way, but they do, and there's plenty of room to stretch out, so nobody's going to hate me for mentioning this, but it's a good spot. That's a freshwater largemouth bass I'm talking about, so that's going to require a different fishing license, so make sure you're properly licensed if you go do that. And finally, in today's report, we do have a continuation of a plethora of shrimp. And I've been saying that because with Thanksgiving coming up, I mention it every day, go buy your wholesale shrimp like my old buddy Jimmy Simonson did. He went and got a whole bunch of them. Tony Lombardi, he went and got 50 pounds of shrimp. That's the way you get the best deal. You buy a 50-pound box of heads-on fresh shrimp. You take them home, you head them yourself, you freeze them up, and you're good to go. And they are right now, they're the white shrimp, which I believe would be the green tails. I think that's how that all breaks down. And they're both coming out of the ocean and coming out of the sound. And that's really just a great thing. We got a lot of shrimp for it to be almost December. And last year they stayed here, by the way, right on up into January. So although most of that was in the ocean, but anyway, and someone says, I like the ocean ones better than the ones in the sound. I bet if I blindfolded you, you couldn't tell the difference. So anyway, go stock up on your shrimp. But now remember, the best prices are in 50-pound lots. So if that's more than you can handle, even though you're only going to have 30 pounds of heads by the time of tails by the time you head them, get a couple friends together. Call. It might be a good idea to call first. Fresh Catch Seafood over there in Wanchese, Matt and Mike Cahuth, they'll fix you up good time. That's Fresh Catch Seafood. They're also one of my old sponsors, and give them a call and see what they got. Check out their prices. Make a little road trip down to Wanchese. You'll be glad you did. And while you're down there, stop at Wanchese Marina, and you can get some fresh shrimp probably right there for lunch. So anyway, keep all that in mind. That's our report for today. Go out and wet a line. Get your Christmas act together and order yourself a custom rod like we talked about, or order one for your husband, for your wife, or your girlfriend. So anyway, something to keep in mind. That's my report for you. I hope you have a great day, and may the good Lord bless you the way he blessed me.